I'm not against micro and macro transactions in video games because I do believe that companies should be able to make extra profit on their products, but I am against the shady sales practices that they use to make those profits because they're not good for the player base. The first shady sales practice that I want to talk about, and also one of the latest trends that we've seen from these game companies, is how they monetize their games through bundle purchases, or as I call it, the Fortnite monetization scheme. And this is done by making people pay for in-game currency bundles valued at $5, $10, and $20, and then pricing cosmetic bundles around those values in the in-game currency, but not exact, so players will have a little left over. That way, players feel compelled to buy more bundles since they don't want to waste the little in-game currency they have left because they had to pay $20 for a $14 item. The next shady sales practice that game companies love to do that I'm going to want to talk about today is the Battle Pass. And it's another way for game companies to make a little money off of cosmetic items. But those are not really made to make money by themselves since they are usually priced at $10. The real point of the Battle Pass is to keep game retention high with its limited time availability, so you feel a need to log on and play so you don't miss out on all your Battle Pass items. They even sell Battle Pass tier skips as a way to get extra money off of you if you can't complete it in time. You don't want to miss out on your Battle Pass items since once the season is over, the Battle Pass is gone and it's going to be replaced with the next one. And I want to talk about these two because they're obviously the most important and the ones that I personally see the most. All these ways that game companies are monetizing their product is inherently predatory, dishonest, and just plain bad for the consumer. It is genius though because the game shops are meant to pick at human psychology because it targets our desire to not waste money, to look better than others, and to not miss out. I hate it because even though it works really well for them and they get lots of money off of it, we could be getting a game store like we did back in 2012 with Black Ops 2, where all the items are like $5 or less, and nothing is set up to ask us for even more money. And of course, with the video games becoming more and more monetized, one of the big things that they are losing is their theme and tone from monetization. Call of Duty, in all its iterations, has always been a military shooter, and even though it may not always take itself seriously, it never really diverted from being that military shooter, regardless if the Call of Duty takes place in World War II or even the future. But Call of Duty, like other games, is removing its military shooter aspect to add operator bundles so you can play as anime characters, cat people, mouse people, Nicki Minaj wearing pink and high heels, Diablo 4 demons and angels, and Call of Duty even has superheroes in it now. And let me just say, I don't necessarily mind if Call of Duty, for example, loses its tone, because tone has never been the biggest deal for me personally, but I really don't want every multiplayer game under the sun copying Call of Duty and Fortnite in its goofiness, because if every game did it, then it would just become generic. I also sympathize with people who miss when games kept to their tone, but it's just way too profitable for gaming companies to sell tone-breaking goofy cosmetics. The next cost that monetization has done to video games is the fact that gaming companies are a lot more comfortable with releasing unfinished, messy products, because even if the game loses a lot of popularity with their audience, the cosmetic store is still going to make a bunch of money and keep them afloat. Plus, when they fix their game, they can essentially advertise it as a huge update, guaranteeing that a decent amount of people will get back on the game to try it. Modern Warfare 2, for example, released without hardcore, stat tracker, stat leaderboards. The gun tuning didn't work, and it was also missing things like map voting, and cross-core settings that the previous Call of Duty games had were also gone. Then, with Modern Warfare 3, it feels more like a $70 update for Modern Warfare 2 rather than its own unique game, with most of the game being a carbon copy of Modern Warfare 2, minus the terrible Infinity Ward maps and Infinity Ward gameplay philosophy. Now, the big cost that gaming monetization has done is the terrible sin of cutting player customization and creativity in the name of making a profit. Halo used to have customizable emblems, armor colors, nameplate colors, and in Halo 5 they gutted armor customization as a whole to stuff in loot boxes. Call of Duty used to have customizable emblems in Treyarch games, and more of a selection of earnable emblems and calling cards you could get in the non-Treyarch games just by playing them. Call of Duty used to sell individual weapon camos for less than $5 that worked on every gun and attachment. But now they sell the inferior weapon blueprints that don't work on every gun and attachment, and they cost $10 minimum in a stupid cosmetic bundle, basically making it, if you want any real good player customization in Call of Duty now, you have to pay for it rather than earn it like you could in the older titles. Now, the last cost that I'm going to talk about today, and the one that gets me going when I talk with my friends about it, is the inflation on in-game cosmetics. I just find it crazy that game cosmetics prices are around $20 because of the way they are being slick with their bundles. It's just pure craziness to think that cosmetic items are worth 1/3 of a new game now. I think at most, cosmetic items, bundles or not, should be $10 max. It doesn't take a lot of resources to make those $20 cosmetics. That's why they make a bunch of them really fast. And it's not like these cosmetic items need to be $20. Just look at Oblivion's horse armor. Bethesda made a killing off of something that didn't take much effort to make, and it literally doesn't affect anything gameplay-wise at all. I know this is a Call of Duty video, but I'm going to bring up Halo Infinite for a second. Do you know that 343 is charging exactly $20 for the Mark V Gen 1 armor kit, aka the Halo Combat Evolved armor? But in Halo 4, they sold the Mark V, the ODST, and Gen 2 Perfect armor sets for $5.99 together, or $2 each. Halo, like Call of Duty and any other modern multiplayer game, is overinflating the crap out of these cosmetic items because people are going to buy them. Now, I did a little comparison between the Black Ops 2 store and Modern Warfare 3 store, and I looked at 3 of the $10 bundles. The first one being the Veteran bundle, which was $9.99. It's not in COD points, which I think is a good thing, and it had like 8 things. So overall, it's the highest valued item. And then the second bundle has like 5 items, and then the third bundle had 4 items. In Black Ops 2, you can buy these things called packs, which are just essentially bundles. And you can buy 5 packs for $10 because the packs individually are $2 each. Or if you want, you can buy a weapon camo / calling card for $2 each individually. And the best thing is none of it's around $20. In conclusion, I bring all this up because I want to see gaming companies be more reasonable with prices and to stop being so scummy and predatory with how they are managing their in-game shops. I'm not against game companies making extra easy money, but I am against them using the scummiest means to do so. Now let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you like the way game companies are doing their cosmetics? Do you hate it? Do you have any gripes, moans, things I didn't mention? Thank you for watching the video, and
I'm sorry, sir. It's time for you to leave.